I thought that I would try another cooking video, so here we go. I have some garden tomatoes that my good friend Anne gave me. The recipe that I'm using calls for Roma tomatoes, but I'm using these as a variety of things. It calls for 1 onion. It calls for olive oil, sea salt and pepper, garlic, parsley, and basil. Can you believe, didn't I show you last week that I bought this beautiful basil plant, and that's the way to buy basil? Well, it all died up and shriveled the next day practically. So we also need some chicken broth, which I am going to use better than bouillon. And that's it. So I will come back after I have all these things prepared. We're going to roast the tomatoes, and then we're going to go from there. So I hope it turns out good. Hopefully the video will turn out good. Hopefully you'll love it. More importantly, I'll love it so I don't have to waste it. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Here's what they look like, all prepared and ready to go into the oven to roast. Can you believe I've never roasted tomatoes before? You're supposed to quarter them. I'm a little concerned because it was a small onion and I love onions. So what I did was I mixed up the olive oil and all the ingredients, the spices, together. I like to do that because I want it to be spread evenly. So I'm very excited by the way it looks. You'll notice there's green pepper in there, and I don't think I mentioned that. It calls for red pepper. I didn't have red pepper, so I winged it like I always do. So I'm just waiting for the oven to heat up, and I will cook it, and then I'll show you. Okay, I'm putting them in the 400-degree oven. It's on the roast setting of my oven, and it says to roast them for 30 minutes. So I will do that. You put the roasted tomatoes in the blender with the onions and the green peppers, and you blend them, and then you pour the contents of the blender into the 4 cups of chicken broth that you're boiling, that you've added the basil and the parsley. I'm going to shut this off now while I blend because it's too noisy. That's what it looks like. Now, we're going to add it to the chicken broth. And then we're just going to warm it all up, and it's going to be ready. I just wanted to show you how the soup came out. Oops. Can you see it? I filmed myself tasting the soup yesterday when I made it. However, I can't find it. So I'm showing you today. It's good. Would I say spectacular? No. It's better than average. You can eat it hot or cold. One thing I would suggest is forget about the salt. It's very salty. But remember, I didn't use chicken broth. I used bouillon. I used better than bouillon, which is high in sodium. So that might be why I'm feeling that it's way too salty. But that's probably my only critique. I like the texture of it. I like the underlying taste of it. It was pretty easy to make. I loved the way the vegetables looked when they were roasted. So I would suggest that you give it a try. The other thing that I would put in it, it didn't call for milk or cream. I think I'd put in like a half a cup of cream. And that would also tone it down. But I'm not saying that it's bad. It's actually pretty good. It doesn't taste like Campbell's, if that's what you're trying to create. It tastes like something real. Thank you for coming. I'll see you again. Bye.